meeting to order. Please join me in the pledge.
Yeah. He is working in the summertime. He took a week off last week.
To the flag of the
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I know. Okay, I'll just call the roll. Terry, would you please call the roll?
Happy to. Frost.
Here.
No.
Here.
Ben Joseph.
Here.
Schaub.
Here.
Gorson.
Here.
Moons here. Tyre.
Here.
We're all here tonight.
Okay. So, do we have any correspondence?
None.
All right. No student activities. It's summer. So, best part of the meeting.
This is it. So we begin with student recognition, and we have our principal, Mr. Gobble, who's here to lead us through some fantastic recognition tonight for a lot of state champions and high academic achievement.
We have over 150 students to celebrate today. We also have a few students who actually won multiple state championships. Somebody is on this list 4 times. So congratulations for all of your amazing work. And my favorite part about this list is it's from pieces and bits of all of our school. So what you hear is a wide range of success in lots of different activities. And speaking of amazing success, come on up guys, because you're gonna help me pass these out, so we'll do it right here. The way that we're gonna work this for families that are in the room, we'll have you come up. We're gonna give the award to your son or daughter. You'll get a handshake photo and we'll let you take that right away. And then we'll get as many of the team as has showed up. We'll have everyone come up in the front, we'll take a group photo, and then we'll send them back in. So you'll have 2 chances for photos, and we'll give you plenty of time, families, to make sure that happens. So the first set of awards that we're excited to give out today are for students who have received a perfect score on the ACT. So, I didn't know if I needed to be in the mic. No. Okay. So these are students who received a perfect 36 on the ACT, which when you talk about, there are like less than 20, 25 of these in the whole state. So it's pretty amazing. So we actually have 4 folks who've made that experience. And I just met one in the hallway who will get her award next year because she just got her score back last week. So first of all, Angela Globe, please come forward. Turn around and face your families here. You've got a photo. And just stay up here if you could. Just move over to the side. Yeah, just move over. Thanks. Just stay right here.
Congratulations.
You can, yeah, the parents that want to take pictures, come on up. Come on up. Come on up. Take your picture.
Yep. Kevin Shen. Congratulations. Now we'd like to get all 3 of you together if we could. So if you want to, families come on up, if you want to get a picture of the 3 of them together, if you guys hold your plaques up in front. There you go. I'll get out of the way.
Come up closer. Come up closer.
Yeah,
They're smart. They get closer.
yeah.
Then we're further in the back.
They're smart. They get it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Our next group to recognize, this is just fabulous work out of this group. Our mathematics team won the state championship this year. Coach Kim with one of the best scores in the state, highest score ever. Yes, they didn't have a number high enough to count what that was, so that infinity, that's what they got. So we're going to invite folks up. It doesn't look like we have everybody. So we'll just keep calling names. When you hear your name, please come forward. Ben Shen. Again, get that photo.
I think cute though.
Jaden Shen. Edith Junicha. Catherine Lee. Richard Jew. Audrey Zlazoff. Lillian Wong. Oh, I got two in a row. I'm sorry. Is this Andrew? Andre, come on up. Go back. I didn't see him coming, so I kept reading names. Give him a minute. Yep.
Just 1 second.
And then we've got Lillian Wong, right? Come on up, Lillian. And Catherine Lee. Andrew Zhang. And all I see are Coach Kim, so come on forward, Coach Paul Kim. Jaden Chen. Jaden Chen, yeah, Jaden Chen.
But we don't get to talk to these kids then.
And then Coach Kim, come on up. All right, let's do a group shot. So we've got them all together. We can go ahead, families, come on up. You guys need to swing over, move up a little bit so they get a nice picture so they're not too far away. Move up a little bit this way. Oh. Last year they were crystal. That would have shattered. Move forward. Make a good shot. Keep moving up. Keep moving up. There you go.
We don't get to talk to them, huh?
No,
No.
not tonight. There's 2 minutes, we'd be here 2 minutes.
That's the best part.
All right, thank you very much for the math team. Next up, we have our IHSA Journalism State Champions, who we are really excited to celebrate with, but we don't have anyone here, so congratulations. Oh, wait, we do. If you are a student, you need to go in the back of the room, and we're getting you all on it. So if you're in the crowd right now and you're a student, please go in the back, and we'll get you. There you go, so we can call out your name. I'm going to let Sean just announce her.
Okay, we have Anika Krishnami.
Are there any other? Get that picture, turn around. Thank you so much. Congratulations. So again, if you're a student, please head to the back of the room so we know you're here and we can call you up. Next up, I believe is Science Olympiad. Is that the group we have next? So we've got our Science Olympiad team. Now, we're going to hold off on the big story about Science Olympiad for just a minute until we get them all up here. But let's just start with the fact that this group earned state champion honors this year, which we're incredibly proud of. So I'm going to read off the names, and when you hear your name, just start walking forward so I know it's you. So we've got Angela Guo. Get your picture. I'll get out of the way. Tvisha Hegde. Congratulations. Noah Kang. Elena Liu. Trisha Mondal. Grace Murray. Helen Shen. Kevin Shen. Sinhan Sen. Caleb Song. Joshua Song. Jonathan Chow, Shrikar Venkatesan, Angelo Wang. They don't have a mark on the list. Mark Yang. Mark Yang. Come on, Mark. Yeah, we know. We're just gonna have a picture. We'll get you one. I think we did think you were coming, so we didn't make it. So I have two coaches here tonight. I see Coach Cora. Please come forward. And Coach Dr. Ann Main. All right, so we're going to get everybody up here in front, and I want to show off a couple of things for this group just because it's pretty spectacular. So when you win the state finals, you get a trophy that looks like this, which is pretty amazing. So we're going to have, can you hold that for me while we take our big pictures? But this group wasn't happy with just winning the state championship. They actually, for the first time in the history of Stevenson High School, brought home the national championship. So this is a true national championship. 2 teams from each state are brought to this competition. They are the best 2 teams from each state, and at the end, we came out victorious. Coach Cora's first year working in this program, so I'm expecting some sort of world domination next year. Go ahead, take a group photo. Congratulations, guys.
I suppose they're all juniors. So Troy, are they all juniors?
I don't.
You don't know? Anybody graduating senior? Going to college?
They're not here.
None of our seniors are here yet.
Oh,
They are all tricked off.
World
All right,
domination.
thank you very much, That is a super huge honor, an amazing, amazing feat by that group. So congratulations for sure. We have many winners for the FCCLA Family Computer Career Leaders of America State Championships. So we're going to call off those names now. So if you're in the room, please come forward. And we're going to start with Abigail Krellman, Fujita Chan, Abula Bahamasharam, Elizabeth Mark. I remember Elizabeth from last month. Elizabeth 2 months in a row at the board meeting, so awesome to see her. Addison Pack. Virginia Thomas.
she must do clothing or something, huh?
Photos? Oh, right in front. Ira Tiwari. Congratulations. And Myra Vives. Both of our amazing coaches are here tonight, so come on up, Coach Pum and Coach Ryman, come on forward. All right, get any group shots here that we need? Here you go, one on each side. All right, one more big round of applause for the FCCLA. Congratulations. Thank you very much. All right, next up, we have our Skills USA Illinois State Champion, Jenna Landau. Come on forward. Thank you very much. I think it's just you, so you got it. Thank you. Congratulations. And we also have our IDEA winner for 3D architecture state champion, Dan Ryman. He is coached by Ryan May, who couldn't make it today, but also always good to celebrate those great coaches. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Next up is our FBLA, Future Business Leaders of America State Champions. I just want to keep pointing out, all of these people that we brought forward today have won a state championship in some space, which is absolutely amazing. So first up, we have Darius Anta. It's amazing. Amazing. Surya Chandra Kasan. Brian Hu. Julia Kornilova. Smriti Kumar. Audrey Yin. And the coaches for these guys, Coach Berlowski, Coach Carlson, and Coach Merletti, all fantastic members. I don't see any of them here. So you guys want to come together? We'll get one quick shot of the two of you, right? Yep. Moms and dads, get that. And there you go. Oh, wait.
Oh, thank you.
One more big round of applause for our FBLA. Thank you very much, guys. That is amazing. Now we're going to switch gears to, again, we're all over the place. This competition is called the Tests of Engineering Aptitude, Math and Science, or the Teams competition, which is they had to work hard to get that acronym fit in there. The Teams State Championship. Looks like we have a few people here. So we have Jaden Shen. Brian Hoop. Arrow Top. And Lillian Wong. This amazing group is coached by Coach Wiersma, who I don't see, but we'll get a photo here and then we'll get a group shot. Group shot, families? Okay, go ahead. All right, big round of applause for our engineering championships. Next up, Envirothon. So we've got our Envirothon state champion. We have Ishan Bonagiri. Come on up. And Angela Globe. Noah Kang. Shurya Mehta. And I don't believe she's here, but also a champion, Angela Wang. All right, so Envirothon, these folks are saving the world. Let's get a picture for this crowd right here, state championships. in Envirothon. Congratulations! All right, Matt, the next two groups we have to recognize are larger groups. So this year, and I'll have Coach Johnson help me out here in a minute. In the last 5 years, how many state championships has this group, the badminton team, won?
4 state championships in the last 6 years.
Four.
And then 2 second places.
So
We had the COVID year, which we definitely would have won.
this badminton team, just think about the excellence in that. 4 championships in 6 years, state championships, and the other 2 times they had to settle for second place. This is an absolutely excellent group that really has built themselves and prized themselves on overperforming. So we've got a lot of kids to celebrate today. So I'm just going to call you up. Lasya Afiuri. Brittany Bagwat. Megan Dixon. Good. Roger Fang. Andy Harish. Brian Hu. Catherine Lee. That photo. Good. Brian Liu. Rithi Malela.
Boy, man. Look at this cute little.
Oh, wait. Get it. Picture.
I said some boy's name, so.
Love it. Katie Moy. Nevi Nair. Congratulations. Veronica Onechki. Reshma Rajesh. Ruhi Sakar. Sanchita Vandi Jonathan. Lindsay Wang.
Do you know her?
I mean, I see some boy's name
I know.
Eric Zhang.
tonight.
Michelle Zhang. And then we have our coaches, right? That's all the players we've got, right? So then we've got our coaches. We have Coach Fitzgerald. Come on, Coach. Coach Johnson, come on forward. And Coach Shen Mangasundaram, come on forward. we are way too long to get a good photo, so we're gonna have to double this up. So can we get some girls in front, one coach, a couple coaches on each side? I will get out of the way. They come flying out of that box. Everybody has that same problem. All right, one last round of applause for the band. Congratulations, guys.
I can take Derek's hotel.
Yeah, we got Coach Howell and Coach Enstrom. Yep.
This is sweet.
All right, not to be topped, but also a team that tends to meet up at the same time as the badminton group. Our girls water polo team. Coach, what's your record over the last 5 or 6 years? How many times you won the state championship?
A lot of wins and few losses.
I'll take that. So our girls water polo state championship, again, another group that just epitomizes what it means to be excellent and to really believe in their team and the way that they work together. And if you had a chance, lucky enough to have the state finals here on campus. We've been hosting that state finals for quite some time, and it's something that we've gotten wonderful at as a school, and it's just an amazing atmosphere. And I don't know if we were talking earlier, Stone and I were talking about how amazing it was that day. All the cheering, all the people that came out to support these athletes, so it's absolutely amazing. So we're going to run through the water polo team. It looks like we've got a lot of kids here, so we're going to bring them up. Olivia Bacek. Get that picture. M. Barron. Katie Borderding.
Katie! Sorry, no, her.
Sophia Brown. Giselle Clemens. Katie Delaney. Victoria Duncan. Mia Gusenova. Emily Headley. Natalie Hooper. Lisa Kolbanova. Elsa Kuchevkis. Caitlin Liu. Elise Regalado. Awesome. Caroline Rakowski. Olivia Steve. Becca Stone.
Thank you so much.
Get to right that picture. And then we've got our coaching staff. Coach Algren. Coach Wong. And our head coach, Jeff Weimer. If you didn't get to see it, his swan dive into the pool when they won the championship was fantastic. It was one for the ages. All right, go ahead. I think that's a small enough group you guys can squeeze in. You like each other? All right, everybody. Oh, wait, we got one more. Jamie, one second. They had the good smile the first time. All right, let me grab a applause for the Grove Championship. Thank you very much. Thank you. And we have one last team to recognize. So we've got one last group. This is our Science Reach Club State Champions. So here's the big question. What does REACH stand for? Do we know? I don't know that I know. It's all in capital letters, so it means something really, really good. I am sure. Shorya Agrawal. Nikhil Gangavarapu. Angela Whoa.
Freaking tired.
His phone battery might be dead. Jennifer Wang. Arushi Tiwari. And Shrihan Tumala. The coaches for this team, Coach Palfi and Coach Brotman, could not be here tonight. So we'll get one last individual picture. And we're going to get you all together for a group shot to stay right where you are. Moms and dads, get that picture.
We don't even know what they did to him.
That was more names than I read at graduation.
Didn't you love graduation?
All right. One last round of applause. Congratulations. I know we got everything taken off, but that is, for all the families that have hung out, it is absolutely amazing to see the level of excellence that occurs around here, day in and day out, in all different spaces. We're just so proud of all of you as students, so thank you very much for everything you've done. Thanks, everybody.
And that was the best part of the whole thing.
Hey, Pia.
I'm
She actually missed her first one. It was from Statesman. Do you know how you put them down here? I don't want to. There's so many. I don't.
Do we have any speakers?
What?
Do we have any?
I don't think so.
Do I need to put out the phone?
Okay.
I damn much like this space.
All right, well, that was fun.
That was very exciting.
So,
That was awesome.
If you add the 150 kids, excuse me, I shouldn't call them kids.
I'm pooped.
The 150 students from tonight to the people who have won state championships that we've been giving awards all year long to. Mm-hmm. Does anyone know, Jamie?
How many state championships total?
If we had 150 tonight, plus we gave, I don't know how many 60 last time, plus.
I'm gonna guess 10 this year.
What?
I don't know.
And I think there's some that weren't even on the list tonight because we knew they
They weren't coming.
weren't
yes.
coming. They called and said they weren't coming, so the number's even higher.
amazing. Well, it's amazing regardless. All right. So do we have any visitor statements? Anyone like? Okay, come on up.
Make sure the mic's
We ask for statements to be 3 minutes in length. And typically, we don't respond or answer questions during the statements, but if your comments require or you would like any follow-up, we will do that with you at the end. Okay? Floor is yours.
Good evening. My name is Lakshmi Dev, and I'm currently a rising junior at Stevenson.
Hey, my name is Ankit Naik, and I'm going to be a freshman here at Stevenson, and I'm a volunteer with HSS.
Today, we're here to talk about the annual Teacher Appreciation Day, also called Guru Vandana. This event was organized and hosted by Hindu Swayamsevak Sangh, also known as HSS, on the 7th of May. Hindu Swayamsevak Sangh USA, or HSS USA, is a voluntary, nonprofit, social, educational, and cultural organization. HSS aims to coordinate the Hindu American community to practice, preserve, and advance ideals and values of Hindu Dharma. The Guru Vandana program provides a platform for students like me to honor their teachers for imparting knowledge and wisdom to them. During this event, we as students invited our teachers and paid our respect to them by uniquely celebrating the student-teacher relationship. Students got blessings from their teachers and honored them in the true Hindu tradition. This has instilled in me the importance and the role of teachers in our lives, and it allowed me to appreciate their sacrifice and service to shape our futures. On May 7th, HSS Buffalo Grove was joined by multiple Hindu community organizations, honoring a total of 85 educators from 13 school districts and 24 schools, including 2 school superintendents, 5 school principals, and 2 school board presidents from Lake County, with a total attendance of around 400. Various news establishments also published about our event, including the Chicago Tribune. In 2022 alone, across the country, Guru Vandana has been celebrated in 71 cities from 23 states, with 3,233 teachers being honored from 62 school districts and a total participation of 7,634. Guru Vandana is an ancient tradition in India, which is still practiced today. It was a great opportunity for teachers to experience Hindu culture. Teachers often find the experience exhilarating as well as emotional. We will continue our tradition every year, and we hope you can join us next year. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Is that a written statement?
Yeah.
Could you just give it to Pia, it'll go in our minutes?
Okay.
Thank you.
I think we were here in April to invite the board, as well as all the kids actually sent out personal invites. And we were lucky that more than 10 plus teachers from Stevenson also were honored during that event, and they were joined with their family in this event.
That's wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
That's a
Okay.
wonderful tradition.
New business.
Okay. So tonight, we're bringing forward a couple items. The first is, after the first reading in May, we're bringing forward tonight the approval of board policy updates. So we had a chance to share those last month. You had a chance to look over them. And tonight, we're bringing Press Plus issue 110 to you as we've done revisions for your approval.
Okay, can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second. Was
Any
that Claire?
questions for Eric?
Gary.
Yeah.
Who's the second then?
Gary was
Gary.
second. It was Steve was first, Gary was second. Any questions for Eric and Pia on this? I just have to say, once again, we talked about this last month, but this is great. The way it's all put together, I really appreciate it.
Great.
I had a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
We knew you did.
Okay, then that is a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, passes.
Okay, we also have tonight the approval, we brought it to you last month, bringing it forward to you again tonight, approval of our 2023-24 student guidebook. Again, most of the changes for the next school year are formatting and wordsmithing, et cetera.
Can I have a motion to approve the student guidebook? So moved.
Grace, thank you.
Second.
Who was the second?
Ronnie.
And I see Dunn was added. He's no longer TBD, so
Who was
that's
the
good.
second?
Who's
Ronnie.
second?
Who's second?
Ronnie.
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 Ronnie. Yeah, we can't see and hardly hear at this end.
Okay, any questions on the guidebook? All right, it's a voice vote then. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
And then included in the consent is the final 2022-23 calendar, and I don't think, Pia, there were any changes,
There are no changes.
that occurred during the school year. Personnel items are there for you.
Wait, we have to vote on that.
No, it's part of consent.
Oh, sorry.
Yep. It can be part of consent. You'll see kind of a smorgasbord, if you will, of personnel items that are included in the personnel report. And then that takes us to the business section. And we will not need an executive session following the board meeting, and that takes us to the business section. Sean, a public hearing?
Yep. As we discussed in our April board meeting and then again in our May finance meeting, we do need to amend the budget this year, primarily due to timing of some tax revenue, the creation or expansion of the ELC, creating the ELC West, and then some additional costs associated with our special ed program in the Patriot Wellness Center. We have had the budget on display since May 8th as required by law. So tonight, we are going to recommend that the Board of Education open a public hearing on the proposed 2022-23 amended budget.
Can I have a motion?
So move.
Second.
Oh, Steve and Don. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we are in a public hearing. Any comments? No? Can I get a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Public hearing is ended. So now could I get a motion to adopt the amended 2022-2023 budget?
So move.
Second?
Who's the mover?
Steve. Would you please poll the board?
Absolutely. Tyre.
Aye.
Frost.
Aye.
No.
Aye.
Ben Joseph.
Aye.
Chow.
Aye.
Gorson.
Aye.
Moons. Aye. Motion carries 7-0.
Excellent. And then, as we had discussed at tonight's finance meeting as well, it is that time of year to start thinking, or actually not start thinking, but start the approval process for the 23-24 school year budget. I'm happy to say that we are inching closer to a balanced budget, and we should have a balanced budget for the board to approve in August. But today, what we need the board to do is two things. One is to set a date for putting the budget on display, and we are recommending that the budget be displayed on June 30th. And then secondly, we are going to ask the board to set a public hearing for discussion on the budget, which we were asking the board to go ahead and set for August 21st of 2023.
Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All right. Could you please poll the board?
Frost.
Aye.
No.
Aye.
Ben Joseph.
Aye.
Chow.
Aye.
Gorson.
Aye.
Moons. Aye. Tyre.
Aye.
Carries 7-0.
Okay, tonight is also approval of,
We need to do a motion for the public.
oh, sorry. I
Yeah,
forgot
we
the
need
second
to-
one.
Okay.
Sorry.
Can I get a motion to set the public hearing for August 21st, 2023?
So moved.
Second?
And could you please poll the board? Any
No.
question? Aye.
Ben Joseph.
Aye.
Chow.
Aye.
Gorson.
Aye.
Moons. Aye. Tyre.
Aye.
Frost.
Aye.
Carries
Okay.
7-0.
Now we get to talk about exciting virtualization of software of our network. So this is something we brought to the board earlier for a first reading. I know there were several questions that were asked via email. We put those out for the board. We did not receive any additional questions since we last had that communication. But in a short, this is what we would consider a major project to build our network via virtualization, as opposed to having hardware servers all the time and having a different server all the time. One of the things that's unique is, as you can imagine, our network is complex in terms of how it is set. There are a couple of different ways to do this. Doug and his team have evaluated many of those different opportunities, including hosting this offsite. But our network isn't is a little too sophisticated for what that needs right now. So Doug and his team did go through a couple of different vendors to take a look at and see what the cost would be. And we ended up with Netrix being the most affordable as well. So tonight we are recommending that the Board of Education approve the upgrade to the district's virtual network at a cost not to exceed $199,999.46.
So moved?
Second.
All right, any questions for Sean on this one? Is this kind of an end-of-life thing, or is
Yes.
it a capacity issue?
Yes, both.
Both. Okay.
But it is definitely an end of life and upgrade to that end of life, for sure.
Any other questions? All right, could you please poll the board?
Sure. Ben Joseph.
Aye.
Chow.
Aye.
Gorson.
Aye.
Moons, aye. Tyre.
Aye.
Frost.
Aye.
No.
Aye.
Carries 7-0.
Okay, 5 years ago, we entered into a request for proposal for athletic training services. And we had a couple of different bidders at the time. The lowest bidder, lowest responsible bidder, I should say, ended up being Rebound Fitness. And they have been on site, not only providing athletic training services, but also providing strength training services, as well as physical therapy services, which students can get their physical therapy without having to miss class and instructional time, traveling to and from the doctor, so that's important as well. And we stay out of that because Rebound, in fact, bills the insurance companies for all of that. Unfortunately, that contract is expiring, or getting close to expiring here in a couple of weeks. The good news is that Rebound has put together a proposal with a mere 2% increase, which is, again, lower than any of the other services that are provided by many of our peers. So tonight we are recommending that the board approve the renewal for Rebound Fitness as presented, and this will be a 3-year contract with the opportunity to extend it for an additional 2 years as well.
All right, could I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you.
Second?
Any questions?
I will say that we were probably one of the first districts to really kind of enter into this agreement with Rebound for, not just Rebound, but any contractor for doing both the training, but then adding in, Sean, the strength training component and the physical therapy piece, and
Even nutrition a little bit.
and even nutrition a little bit, and it has been a huge success, and we've seen more and more schools kind of copy the model. It's been fantastic. So for what it's worth.
I've received nothing less than a dozen reference checks.
Yeah.
And it gives our kids a chance to get the help that they need on campus. So they don't have to miss school. They can do it they can schedule their meetings during their free periods, right before or after school. And we know when kids have those weekly appointments, for some reason, often that ends up, you miss 3-4 periods a day. So not only are they first class, they're actually able to get treatment there as well, but they're saving our kids, making sure they're here for school day.
Do you know offhand what the numbers are of students that are availing themselves of these?
I want to say it was something like 20 or something a week. So I can verify
decent
that
number.
and put that in the mid-meeting memo for the board.
And Mark is a big fan, just, for what it's worth. He does know a lot of these companies, and, they're all great, but he really thinks that their level of quality is very, very good.
In addition to the kids, though, we also have faculty and staff
That's
who
correct.
utilize the physical therapy services. And so rather than a teacher having to take maybe sick time and miss classes, they can literally go down before school, during a free period, after school. Troy, just put you on the spot. You actually had some issues you needed worked out, and you were able to do it during the day and didn't have to miss hours of work.
Yeah, it wasn't the issues, my knee hurt. I can't,
Well, yeah,
the
yeah.
issues I need to fix. But, yeah.
I didn't want
they,
to share all that
A
with
different kind of therapy, yeah, but no, they were fantastic. I went down every morning at 7 and, yeah.
Is the Rebound Center only open to students or for staff as well?
Students and staff.
Students and
You have to
staff.
belong to Stevenson High School, not just a
We can't
community
do it.
member.
Oh, not us?
Sean?
Not us, huh?
I was a little confused by your explanation. So much of the services that you have been describing or that's been discussed are billed directly to students or their insurance.
Correct.
But the training and some of the other stuff.
Is what we pay for.
We pay for.
Correct.
And then you mentioned though also that you compared this to other
Yeah.
vendors and
Yeah.
these prices were competitive or better than others.
Correct. Yep, I actually, because I've been getting so many reference checks, I belong to a group of schools that compare data on a multitude of things. One of them was, I went back and looked, and we have some athletic training services that people were looking at, and we are in line with the athletic training services, plus all the strength and conditioning that we do on top of that. So we're getting a great deal.
Okay, thank you.
So to my understanding is for those students that got injured on campus, they can ask for the services, right? If they do
Correct.
off campus?
Yeah, so if
Then they still.
Yeah, if they go to their doctor and their doctor says, you know, you need 6 weeks of physical therapy, they can choose to go off-site, or if they want, we have a section on our website as to how they can sign up to go to Rebound, make the appointments, and then do all of those here.
Okay.
And the PWC trainings are accessible for all students?
Yeah, so our trainers are slightly different.
Trainers are
The
different.
trainers are available for anybody. The physical therapy is specifically through a physical therapist that Rebound has.
But if I'm.
But we have trainers, we have 2 full-time trainers on Stevenson staff, as well as additional trainers
Got it.
through Rebound and the amount varies depending on the season. We have different needs for the fall, winter, and spring.
But don't they also, you're talking about athletic trainers who help with injuries, but don't they also spend a little bit of time and help kids in the PWC?
Oh, yes.
They help out
Those
with
are
that.
strength
So
and
that's the
conditioning.
strength and conditioning component.
part is in the PWC. Those
And
are
those are
different.
different folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, different folks.
But they're helping.
Three-legged stool, physical
Right.
training, athletic training,
Right.
strength and conditioning.
And the strength and conditioning, though, it's helpful, it's open to all students.
Yes.
Right? And it's helpful just to help kids with form and so that they don't hurt themselves. So
Correct.
there's an
So-
element of injury prevention,
Right.
and
So-
then there's,
I would say these are the 350-plus kids that are here every day after school,
Yeah.
looking to improve their, physical fitness, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And the Rebound staff is on site to basically prevent injury and help with form.
Right.
And help them start their, basically what they've learned in their physical welfare classes is being brought up into the Patriot Wellness Center and being reinforced by the Rebound staff that's up there as well.
and it's good to have trained people in there, because they could really injure themselves if somebody's not watching what
I
they're
have
doing.
seen some kids in the past that
Yeah.
have tried to hurt themselves.
Any other questions? All right, Terry, would you please poll the board?
Certainly. Chow,
Aye.
Person,
Aye.
Moon's Eye, Tyre,
Aye.
Frost,
All right,
no.
Aye.
Ben Joseph.
Aye.
Carries 7-0.
Okay, Sean, paper bid?
Yep, so this is something new. We used to purchase our paper on a shared bid, but the volume of paper and the peers that we work with, that's kind of dissolved a little bit. So we went out and did a paper bid on our own to get the lowest responsible bidder that we could. We had 3 different bidders, Murnane, Midland, and Staples. And we had a variety of different types of paper, but I think the most common is your 8.5 by 11 white paper that you would find for a Xerox machine, or a copy machine. But we did hold a bid on May 16th. As I mentioned, we did have 3 bidders. The lowest responsible bidder was Murnane Paper, who just happens to also be our current paper supplier. So tonight, we are recommending that the Board of Education award the paper bid to Murnane Paper at a cost not to exceed $81,371.40.
Could I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? Okay, would you please poll the board?
Sure. Gorson.
Aye.
Moons, aye. Tyre.
Aye.
Frost.
Aye.
No.
Aye.
Ben Joseph.
Aye.
Sal.
Aye.
Carries 7-0.
Okay, our next item is approval of the PMA Investment Advisor Program. So we've been talking about this for a couple of months now, really kind of ferreting out the benefits and the costs of this. And, you know, if I could summarize this in kind of two small things, I would say that we are going to get a little bit of a lower cost on our investments, and at the same time earn a little bit of a larger return. And we're expecting that return to be approximately $150,000 a year, which is a significant amount of money that we're trying. So, you know, obviously we're trying to do the best that we can and be great stewards for our taxpayers' money. What is still kind of unsettled is kind of the allocation of how we want the investment advisor program to be run. So we are recommending tonight that the Board of Education enter into the PMA Financial Investment Advisor Program as presented, noting that we will be discussing the investment allocations at our next finance meeting to give them direction on how to handle our money.
Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions for Sean on this one?
Sean, when, at our finance meeting, one of the things we were trying to figure out is this is going to reduce our costs, give us more money.
Yeah.
They brought this to us, why?
Because we happen to be a handful of schools that have the opportunity to take advantage of this program. And really, we've had a relationship with PMA for several years, and they're just trying to help us, help ourselves, really, at the end of the day. I mean, you know, you might question, like, how do we get a lower cost and a higher return? And I think the answer to that is we are eliminating some of the middle fees that are passed on by larger investments that our money is currently being managed by. So we have a large pool where many of us get together and pool our money to as kind of a co-op, if you will. And we are coming out of that and eliminating some of the fees that are associated with that large management. So I know it seems a little weird, but this is, they're cutting out middlemen, really, and middle fees, if you will, which can add up. So that's the key.
And just to be clear, they're not investing in they can't invest in anything riskier than we're already investing in now.
That's correct.
It's not as if they're going to be.
There's no equities.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no stocks, no equities.
There's reasonably in the same ballpark.
Correct. Yeah. The Illinois Public Investment Act requires us to follow certain standards, as does our board policy.
So PMA, who's already investing that money, will
Correct.
just continue to invest our money.
Correct.
But with.
Differently.
Without the middleman and with our own parameters rather than the guidelines of the entire group.
Correct.
That makes sense?
That's also a very good summary.
So will we not be working with Liz anymore?
Liz works, she's with Raymond James, so she handles most of our bond money. So we'll still keep with Liz, yeah. No change in any of our relationships. We'll still have Liz on the bond side and PMA on the investment side.
Any other questions for Sean?
Yeah, I can't remember if, it's a bit of an oversimplified question, but if we don't like the performance, it's easy to disentangle.
That's correct.
Right.
And one of the things that'll be nice is, you know, part of this new program will require a biannually check with PMA to come out and discuss the performance of their services as well as compared to a benchmark and, you know, kind of where things are headed, both from our cash flow standpoint, but also from the market as well.
Any other questions? Okay, Terry, would you please poll the board?
Sure, Moon's aye. Tyre?
Aye.
Frost?
Aye.
No?
Aye.
Ben Joseph?
Aye.
Chow?
Aye.
Gorson?
Aye.
Okay, 7-0.
Okay.
What a surprise.
The next one is kind of a little bit of a formality, but as you know, anytime a permit's issued in one of the counties that's within Stevenson's district, there is what they call a developer donation or an impact fee. Most of those are paid directly to Stevenson High School, but there are certain villages that collect it on behalf of Stevenson High School. One of those is in fact the village of Buffalo Grove. And so we are at a point in time that we want to receive those funds back. So basically, we just have to adopt and update this developer donation resolution with the village of Buffalo Grove. This is very similar to the resolution that we adopt annually with the county as well in terms of indemnification. Slightly different, but or very similar. But so tonight we are asking that the Board of Education adopt the developer donation resolution with the village of Buffalo Grove as presented.
So moved.
Second.
So is it really a donation or is it required?
It is required, but they call it a developer donation in some villages and an impact fee in other.
I see.
So
Who sets this, Sean?
it is a little negotiable, but not really much. A lot of times the villages get the opportunity to set their own. So we get roughly $2,000-ish per multifamily home. Or not multifamily home, excuse me, single-family home. I meant multi-bedroom home.
And, I mean, could we explore trying to do a little bit?
I have asked Howard to give us some more input. A lot of this is somewhat based loosely on the Naperville formula that was developed many years ago to determine the impact on a particular school district when a village issues a new permit for occupancy. So yeah, I have engaged Howard in kind of these conversations before. I can certainly renew that with him and see if there's anything we can.
It's got to be tricky because that development is going to pay the same tax rate that everyone else is paying. So they're paying the same amount. This is an addition.
But usually in arrears. Because we're getting the people before the property tax rolls hit. Because remember, you're paying property taxes in arrears.
So that's some of the impact.
Correct, and that's the
You're going to have to
impact.
educate students before you start
That's exactly
earning their tax
correct.
money.
That's the impact.
How, do we push harder on multifamily units?
Yeah, so we get more for 3, 4, and 5 bedroom homes.
But what
So
about like an apartment or some of these new
apartments is
things that are going up?
significantly less, a couple of $100.
Really?
Yeah, and we get
Per apartment, though. So for
Yeah.
the building, you're going to
For the
get
building, we'll get a
bigger.
lot, yeah.
Okay.
And we get about half of what an elementary district would be, primarily because the elementary district covers 8 grades compared to our 4.
9.
Or 9, yeah, if they have kindergarten, I guess, yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, Terry, would you please poll?
Sure, Tyre.
Aye.
Frost.
Aye.
No.
Aye.
Ben Joseph.
Aye.
Chow.
Aye.
Gorson.
Aye.
Moon's aye carries.
So, I know you're probably getting a little sick and tired of hearing from me, but we only have a couple more to go, so please bear with. The next one is the annual approval of the administrative and non-union salary pools. So as we kind of alluded to earlier this evening and had previously, every year we take a look at all of our administrators and non-union salary pools and take a look at what the CPI was, how an individual's evaluation fell out, and then we also kind of compare that to the market basket to make sure that we are not over or underpaying any of our administrators or end staff, what we call end staff. So tonight, when we look at the administrative salary pool, we are recommending an increase of 3.64%, which includes their 403B stipend as well. And this slight increase is also we offset a little bit by Gwen Zimmerman's retirement, and then the addition of 2 new administrators. One is our post-secondary special education coordinator, and then one of the co-assistant principals that we had as well. So we are recommending that increase of 3.64% to $7,096,519. As far as our end staff pool goes, these are non-union, a lot of district office and what I will call supervisors throughout the building that manage security guards and whatnot. We are recommending a decrease to this salary pool of 5.74%. And even though we do have a decrease in the overall, we are increasing a couple of positions, but a lot of the positions have been swapped out. So we've had retirements and being replaced with a little less expensive staff. So tonight, we are recommending that the Board of Education approve the 2023-24 administrative salaries and salary pool at $7,096,518, and the end staff salaries and salary pools at $4,143,226 even.
Could I please get a motion?
So moved.
Second. Thank you, Terry. Does everybody understand that this, by the salary pool, he means the total amount? So like when the salary pool is decreased by 5%, that doesn't mean individuals are getting pay cuts. That is the total amount as compared to last year.
That's correct.
Right.
Thank you for that clarification. Nobody went backwards. It was just a little bit of a resignation and replacement, or retirement and replacement.
So the total amount.
Total savings, if you will.
Any other questions for Sean on that? Okay, Terry, would you please poll?
Sure. Frost.
Aye.
No.
Aye.
Ben Joseph.
Aye.
Chow.
Aye.
Gorson.
Aye.
Moon's aye. Tyre.
Aye.
Carries 7-0.
So
You get paid next year.
speaking.
I knew you'd be thrilled.
Troy and I appreciate it.
We do.
Speaking of the aforementioned county indemnification agreement annually, this is again a requirement by the Lake County Board, which requires each tasking district to provide indemnification from errors or legal liability arising out of withholding a permit without proof of payment of the developer donations that have been agreed upon. This is the same agreement that we have approved in the past. I did have our attorneys review the agreement because it has been a couple of years since it's in fact been reviewed. So tonight we are, and they haven't found anything to change. So we are recommending that the Board of Education approve the indemnification agreement with the Lake County as been presented.
It's part of the consent.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. Sorry.
All good.
Missed the asterisk.
Yep.
Has that ever been triggered, just out of curiosity?
No.
Okay.
The next item is release of executive session minutes, and we are recommending that confidentiality still exists for all of the dates listed under Board Book Business Item J, and that will be part of consent. And then secondly, we're also recommending that confidentiality still exists for the session audio recordings for all of the dates listed in Board Book Business Section K. And Pia, we did recently follow kind of a records reduction process and eliminated kind of a couple of years worth of audio recordings.
Yes, we can remove up to 18 months prior. So in the next 6 months, we'll have a few more to remove.
Right. However, so you'll notice there are fewer dates for audio recordings than the written executive session minutes, and those are required to stay in perpetuity. So that's just why you see a difference between the two.
Makes sense.
So just for the rookies, how is this determination made, or is it just sort of, you just take a look at the dates and determine that confidentiality still needs
Yeah.
So we are
Yeah.
required to
Yeah.
keep
There's no kind
audio
of review.
recordings
No.
of 18 months prior.
Gotcha.
For written minutes of executive session, closed session, we need to keep in perpetuity, per the law.
Gotcha. And I don't think we've ever released any, given the highly sensitive personnel nature of all of them, so. Okay, and then Sean, you have a couple more first readings?
Well, one more approval.
one more consent?
Consent approval. Seeing that we do not have a July board meeting, I am seeking approval to continue to make our regular expenditures for the month of July. That will be brought back to the board for approval in August. We've done this in the past. It's a very common practice, not just at Stevenson, but many other districts as well. So that'll be part of the consent agenda as well. And then I have two first readings. One we've kind of alluded to before, but that is we are looking to offer and request for proposal for new banking services. And you can see there kind of why some of the reasons that we're taking a look at that. But we will be sending this out to many people, scoring each proposal, interviewing the finalists, and then, of course, making a recommendation to the board. We hope to do that in August. And then lastly, it is time for Sodexo, our renewal of our Sodexo contract. Sodexo is usually on a 5-year contract. As you know, Sodexo handles all of our food service as well as all of our facilities, and that includes the maintenance, the grounds, the custodial, the mechanical, the electrical, the painting, the setups, the takedowns. I will be sharing with the board in a mid-meeting memo just an annual summary of the different types of activities that Sodexo does on a day in and a day out basis. I will also be sharing with the board as we move forward the kind of the results of my comparison. So again, trying to be good stewards of district money. I'm going out and making sure that what we're paying for those services are in fact in line with what other districts are paying. One thing I will just kind of briefly mention, though, is that our contract is a cost-plus contract. However, we have what I'll say kind of managerial control, if you will, over those costs, meaning that if Sodexo would like to bring on a new employee, they have to, kind of run that through myself or Brittany or maybe even Eric at some certain times. So we get to kind of manage that, if you will, as a second gear. So it's not like just because they're cost plus, they can just say, oh, well, we're going to raise all these costs. I see the costs every day. We look at the bills every month. I should say month, not day. But we look at them every month. We evaluate all of that. So, but I will definitely have more to share. And just as a reminder, on the food service side, there is a guaranteed profit every year as well. So that will remain in the contract. They're not seeking to change any of the terms of the contract other than just a simple rollover it for another 5 years. But I'll have more information for the board prior to approval in August to show that due diligence.
Okay, sounds good.
Is it worth sharing just for giggles why the $40,000 profit is in there? It's because when Troy and I insisted they start serving healthy food, they didn't think that they would make money. They were worried that if we didn't sell enough hamburgers and French fries and cheeseburgers that they would lose money. So we wrote in at the time that, don't worry, we will guarantee you a $40,000 profit. And then that's why, the funny thing about that is, Sean, that our food sales went from 1.8 million before we started serving healthy food to now it's
We're going to clear 4 million this year, easy. And
no kids leave campus.
And that's with I think we just raised the price of the lunch to $5.50 for like the Chipotle line or the Roti line.
But that 4 million is our revenue.
Correct. That's our revenue that we share. You know, we are guaranteed a profit on that.
But the point was, they didn't think they'd make money off of healthy food, only junk food, and we kind of showed them that, no, you can make money off of healthy food and a lot more money.
Yeah.
So I just think, I didn't notice this until you read it, Sean. I'm like, oh, that's still kind of funny. It's even still in there, but whatever.
Listen, I'm not going to give up the chance for us to have a guarantee in there.
Sure.
I want to guarantee a profit every year.
Yeah.
If I could add an extra zero, that'd be even better.
Yeah.
But actually, just to give you, if I may, we do get loyalty when they buy in kind of, they have loyalty buying programs with their vendors. That money comes directly to us. Our check last year was a little over $300,000 in loyalty buying. So if you think of it like Juul's savings, that kind of stuff, it's in essence the same thing. Moving what they have a lot of inventory on.
Okay, consent?
Yep, may I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
I have no idea who said any of those things.
Ronnie
But I
moved
wrote something
and
down.
Gary second. Right?
Yes. Gary was second?
Gary was second.
Got it.
Would you please poll the board?
Sure, no.
Aye.
Ben Yosef.
Aye.
Zhao.
Aye.
Gorson.
Aye.
Moon's aye. Tyre.
Aye.
Frost.
Aye.
We approved it.
All right, so I'll begin tonight with 2 kudos. The first is Dr. Chambers was recently appointed by the State Superintendent of Education to serve on ISB's Performance Evaluation Advisory Council, which is a pretty big deal. And Kim is doing a great job, and she's kind of the state leader in our, what do they call it? NSPA? ISPA, Illinois
Association
Personnel
of School
Association.
Personnel
Yeah,
Officials.
so she does great work there. So congratulations to Kim. And then you approved tonight for our very own Mr. Ramos to be our assistant principal for operations. So congratulations, Eric Ramos. We're very happy for you.
Congrats.
So we're excited for you to take on some new responsibilities, and we're looking forward to having you serve in that role. A couple other items, board retreat
This whole thing.
in August.
Never mind. It means nothing.
August 4th and 5th. Looking forward to seeing everybody then. We will be together on Friday night and again Saturday morning. Similar routine as years past, but we're still kind of working out the agenda as we speak, Troy and Mark and I. We also included a list of dates for board meetings and the board dialogue and finance, site facilities, et cetera. So thank you, Pia, for putting all that together. And as Amy pointed out, the finance and site facilities are just our first attempt at putting some dates on the calendar. But we would also, in all likelihood, add some. Probably aren't going to need a lot of site and facilities given kind of the limited scope of what we're going to be doing each summer for the next couple of years, but we'll add in a couple finance committees to that list, more educational than anything else. You can see some interesting readings that I had pulled over the course of the last few weeks that I thought were interesting, so you may as well. And then some really interesting student profiles there as well. Kudos to our kids, they're absolutely amazing. And I don't know if you heard Troy say it earlier, but, and I guess Steve echoed it, but think of all those kids tonight were state champions. Like probably over 200 for the year at least.
Oh, at least.
At least.
At least, yeah. It's unbelievable. So, in addition, you see some great kudos in here. So thanks to Pia and Jamie for pulling that together. And then a couple folks were interested in hearing about, you know, what's going on over at the ELC. So I included in the board book just kind of a quick snippet of what's happening in the ELC board meetings. And so if you have any questions about that, feel free to let us know. I know Terry was there last month. We have a meeting this Thursday, right? So we're excited. Yep, we're excited about that.
And the good thing is that for the first time, we are getting money back from the ELC based on what we put in to open it. So I think the actual figures were in the board book, but that's very exciting that We're just not pouring money down a hole. We're pouring it into two wonderful facilities up in Vernon Hills, but, and we will continue to receive money back on a regular basis from the ELC according to what we have put in toward the cost.
Yep.
And the amount that we're receiving is actually the amount of our initial investment.
This
Like within
Pennies.
pennies, dollars, a couple of bucks, each of the district's
And
members.
that comes from sales of the services to non-member.
Correct.
From non-members, right.
And we should start seeing significant dollars for our ELC West program.
Yeah, this particular section of the board book doesn't include the ELC West true up. That will probably be in the $200,000 range also,
Probably higher.
a little bit higher.
237.
Well, no, for the.
I think we have 5 kids.
For
4 or 5
West,
kids.
for ELC West, because we'll get a separate true up for ELC West. This is just for the ELC.
This is for the,
So,
because the ELC West doesn't include the
other feeder districts.
the feeder districts, it's just ours.
So any revenue that is produced by ELC West only comes to us, because we're the only ones who invested in it.
Because it's a high, I mean.
'Cause it's a
older
post-high
kids,
school.
It doesn't
Yeah.
apply to them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It doesn't apply to the feeder districts at all.
So
Makes
this
sense.
year, we'll get back probably close to $500,000 from the ELC, which is, not nothing. I mean, it's
It's a lot.
5% of our,
Yeah.
kind of.
Again,
rev-
going back to our interest earnings talk, we need to continue to manage and be good stewards for that money, and that's good.
Yeah.
And just to be clear, we'll probably leave the money over there and just kind of reduce our fees each year, take it off. But it's still money that we're saving overall, so it's great. And so thank you to Terry for your leadership on that.
Oh, I tried.
Terry.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's good.
I listen.
And then also, you have in front of you a folder that has some resources from the tech campus. A couple folks had been asking about the tech campus. We don't have a lot of kids who go to the tech campus. Any given year, we'll have 30 to 50. But I know that Amy and Steve had an opportunity to tour the tech campus with Wendy. So any kind of
Yeah.
thoughts or impressions that you wanted to share with that?
We were both seriously impressed. It was a really nice day. Went up there with Wendy. We met their principal, and he gave us a tour of the entire facility. I mean, they have some really cool stuff going on. They have fire truck and ambulance, they have they're building a house in the building in their construction management part. They have all kinds of things that they offer. And just if you're not familiar, it's its own high school, but all the schools in Lake County can send students through. So, he said we have a handful of students that come every year. The obstacle for us is it's kind of far away. It's on CLC's Grays Lake campus, and our students struggle to find the time in their schedules to get all the way up there and back. When you add in transportation and stuff, it really does kind of mess with the rest of their schedule. So that's, one issue that we have personally, but it's really, I mean, do you have more to add on that? It was great.
Amy's right, the facilities and the breadth of coverage was impressive. And what really impressed me was the passion and dedication of the staff that we met. They really are proud of what they're doing, and they should be, and they care about those kids, and it was really neat to have them explain to us what they're doing. We had a chance to meet a couple of Stevenson kids while we were there, and to talk to them and engage with them about what they were doing was really, really neat. This is something that's great. It is the largest, so one of the things we learned is unlike, Cook County does not have a tech campus for the county. So schools, so 214 or other districts have to create this for their own schools, but every county in Illinois outside of Cook does this on a countywide basis, so every school doesn't have to incur these expenses. This way we share it with all the other schools in Lake County. And Lake County's is a model, and it's the largest facility of all the counties in the state that have them. So it was if you're interested, I would look through this stuff, and it was really neat.
Yeah, it really was, and they offer, I mean, it's a wide variety of programs, from cosmetology all the way up through engineering and architecture, and some of the things that our students have here for schools that don't, they send them there as well. So, yeah, it was great. I was impressed.
And if anybody would be interested, Wendy would be happy to take you over there for a tour. Although Jackie is kind of leading the Applied Arts Division now and oversees our relationship with the Tech Campus, Wendy had been working with the Tech Campus for about 15, 17 years. So she has a little bit deeper understanding than Jackie does right now. Jackie's great, but if you're interested, Wendy would be happy to take you over there and give you a tour.
Yeah, she clearly knew them all and, was had been involved for a long time. But it was great to see. It's amazing opportunities that we can afford our students through
So everybody
Lake County.
can apply to the tech campus or have?
As a student, they offer classes, and they offer for most schools in Lake County, they offer classes that the high schools don't offer. There are some classes up there that we do offer. There's some Project Lead the Way engineering classes that we actually offer here. But if a student wants to go up there, for example, they can do cosmetology, they could do EMT training, they used to have firefighting. I don't know if they still have firefighting.
They have
now.
an amazing
So, construction, building, things that we
Auto
don't
repair.
have enough
Auto
kids
repair.
here, auto repair,
Collision,
so.
detailing, all that stuff.
So again, we've pretty consistently been around 50 kids on average, 50 kids per year. Sometimes less, sometimes more, but I would say on average about 50 kids. And that's the upside of the 10 campus. The downside is they miss school time because they have to bus up there. So usually they'll miss about 2 class periods in busing, or 1 if they come back during their lunch. So it's a trade-off for the student. So, but it's a fantastic program.
Good to know this.
Okay, and then one last item, Sean, we're sharing a first reading of sorts. We think we're going to be bringing to the board in August. It could be September, but if we are going to bring it forward in August, we'll supply you with more information before then, is an upgrade to our cellular network in the building. But Sean, you want to give us the short, the short version of the story is that in most of the east building, cell phones don't really work.
Correct.
So
That's correct. So
if there was an emergency,
we have no coverage, and in fact, in the pool mezzanine, when was it? Probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, we had a medical emergency. It was after school. We had to call 911, and they couldn't get a cell service. So we had to get on the radio, run to another phone to call 911. Thankfully, it wasn't life-threatening. But we had a company come out. They kind of did like a heat map, and 80% of the east building is a dead zone. And so they're actually coming out tomorrow to also do the west building as well and take a look at the entire campus. Part of the problem, as it was explained to me, is with advances in technology also come issues with technology. And one of those is that most phones right now are 5G, and 5G is transmitted at a different wavelength, and I think that's the right terminology, but it's created at a different wavelength, and that wavelength is a little lower and cannot penetrate structures, which is why it's difficult to get a cell signal inside. So that's part of what I'm being explored, but Doug has a couple of different vendors that we're working through. There's actually a couple of different solutions that are looking at as well, but we'll be providing much more information as we move forward with that. But we wanted to get this on your radar as quickly as we could.
How about a cell tower in this?
We actually asked about cell towers. None of the big 3 are interested in putting a cell tower near Stevenson High School because they already have one just down the road.
I had someone ask me if it was true that Stevenson built their building with special metal that detracted cell phones because you didn't want them to work in the building so kids couldn't play games and do things on their phone. That is a genuine rumor that's out there.
We planned that out in 1964.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
As we were building the
I don't think
first.
We
so.
envisioned
learning.
cell phones.
We were on it, right? We were on it back then.
Geniuses.
That is something I
said,
cannot take
what?
credit for. That is not
One of
in
the
any
more
construction
bizarre-
planning
that was
documents, I promise
One of the more bizarre
you.
ones that I've heard.
I think
Yeah.
starts in the building. I think so, we could, why not just charge to get cell phone service in the building?
Sure.
And that would balance the budget.
Sure.
One of the solutions actually we are looking at will in fact provide a revenue stream back to the district.
Really?
Yeah.
No. Thank you.
Yeah. Listen,
But not on the, not on the
I-
backs of our kids.
we ask
Taxi mom
every
for a ride
question.
home. We're not going to charge them for that.
Actually, and just to kind of couple along with this, the other kind of caveat, if you will, with this is to ensure that in the event of a crisis, that first responders actually have priority to a network when there is a crisis. A school district actually can qualify for that. So we are actually going to qualify a couple of cell phones that'll be held in key locations so that in the event of a crisis, we will have access to a network that our regular phones won't have access to.
Okay.
Not to go.
Does that make
rabbit
sense,
hole
though?
here,
Like, just-
but Is this, are you looking at like a private Wi-Fi or a private cell service kind of?
No, so
Setup here,
the
or-
two solutions that we're looking at, and we're probably going to reach out to have a meeting, but one is in essence putting antennas on top of our building that connect to the closest cell tower,
Right.
and then running those, basically transmitting that antenna through our building.
Yeah.
The other one, which is a significantly more expensive option that we're probably not going to consider of cost, is rather than get our feed from the closest cell tower, we would actually connect to the main line that feeds that cell tower. So we wouldn't be putting anybody on that cell tower.
But it's like triple the cost.
But it is
So,
But
triple the
better
cost.
revenue opportunity.
I think AT&T charges $8 a month for a landline.
So we will definitely have more. We will also bring this to the Executive Technology Committee as well.
See that video?
So,
There's a
You know,
video.
he steps down from the president and he just starts, running the meeting sideways.
There's a reason you guys kicked me out.
Yeah. All right, thank you, Sean. So we're maybe gonna bring that for August, maybe September, but to your point, Steve, I mean, or Amy said it. We hear a lot of concerns, frustrations among kids, but also faculty and staff members, wanting to be able to just text family, friends, hey, come get mom, pick me up after school, and plans change, and
It's a legitimate
it's
concern.
a legitimate concern. And just to be clear, Sean, you and we talked about this about a month ago. Sean and Brittany did build into the budget for next year this cost, so the numbers that we looked at earlier tonight do include this option, not the more
cheaper
expensive
option.
one. So, the antenna option.
correct.
So, just so you know, it's in there.
And we're still trying to beat them up for better pricing and more revenue.
Of course.
It's your job.
It's my job.
Could I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
That was Steve and Ronnie. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we're adjourned.
All right.
Yes, you do.
Take care.
I love the room.
Have you seen the
building
video?
is built